Hey guys, what's up? It's the MK Podcast, or the It's MK Podcast, however your vernacular allows you to speak on it. This is your host, Maysun Cohen, or Maysun K, depending on if you give a crap or not. And we're going to go ahead and jump into introductions, let everyone introduce themselves, because I don't know what they want to go by anymore. So let's go around, counter or regular, clockwise.
Rock, paper, scissors for it?
Okay, I'll rock, paper, scissors you for it.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay.
So you guys think too long.
I'm Paul, also known as Buns. Feel free to call me whichever. Doesn't matter to me.
Any other name?
No.
It's your girl with the balls
tattoo
of the group, Huna, coming at you.
Gross.
Yeah.
And
It's just as natural as any guy. It's not even matter.
And this is your boy Griffin. Sudded.
You guys can't see this, but he is vaping.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they can hear it.
Actually, yeah, you can probably hear it.
Dude, is that taint flavor?
You just have to hear a lot of sucking.
Yes.
Nice.
Alright, so we got a couple things lined up for the show. Some stuff to help you guys understand who we are again. And also some fun stuff.
Presumptuous.
Possibly at the end.
Why do we have to torture them like this?
Because they asked for it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even wearing my BDSM suit. Jesus Christ, let me go change.
Well, they don't have to
You
know
can
that.
borrow mine.
I'm always prepared.
Actually, believe it or not, I think I had my gag ball somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
But let's, what's on the first of the menu?
What's on the docket?
We are going to talk about video games that we are excited for.
Video games.
'Cause
I'm sure.
Typically, everybody likes video games
Yeah.
of some sort.
Like BDSM.
Some of the greats, example, Flappy Bird, Angry Birds.
Yeah, all the Birds games are big
Yeah.
hits with the kids and the adults alike.
Yeah,
Everyone loves that.
these millennials, man. Okay, so what are you guys excited for? Maysun, do you want to go first?
Sure. I feel like this wouldn't come as a surprise to a lot of people because it's a big game that they finally have a release window for. A lot of people have been waiting for this one for a long time, and if I keep building it up over and over without saying it, I'm sure people might actually start guessing. But it's Kingdom Hearts 3.
You ruined it.
But yeah, that was the point of building it up, to take it away. That's what I do.
Fucking tease.
Just like in your book.
Anyway, so Kingdom Hearts 3 is the game that I'm most excited for. It's been a long time coming. So everyone's thinking the same thing when I say coming. Because
What?
coming.
What? I'm doing you a favor and not focusing
I
on it.
know. Anyway,
Well, at least you continued after you.
so
What?
anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3, the last legitimate title in the series. What would you say that was, Paul?
2.
2? Legitimate? Like, you would actually say that was the last legitimate?
Well, storyline-wise, a lot of those kind of deep, like they're extra stuff.
I have never
However-
played the extra stuff like 2.8 or those
Well,
others.
see, 2.8, because 2.8 is technically a collection, but the interesting thing about 2.8 is that it's a lot of technically new stuff. The oldest thing in 2.8 is Dream Drop Distance, and the newest thing would probably be the Fragmentary Passage, which was amazing, albeit short. That and they redid the cutscenes for whatever that thing was called that takes place before the Keyblade War. I can't remember.
Oh, for that browser game.
Yeah. See, like they translated that. They explained the history behind I'm drawing a blank. They explained.
I thought you were gonna say you're drunk.
Pretty much a prophecy of what's
Yeah.
gonna
It was like
happen.
they explained that there's this prophecy. They go into detail over these different this group. It's cult-like to me. And they all have different roles and different personalities, and they explain the fall of one, how it led to the inevitable Keyblade War and all this other stuff, and it went kind of like all over the place.
Oh man, that thing went on for like an hour or
Yeah,
fucking.
no,
I remember what you're
I wanted
talking
to
about
watch
now.
it so bad, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's so long.
Oh, be interesting. But there wasn't really that much action going on.
But Birth by Sleep, Birth by Sleep Point 2 is my favorite part about 2.8, although Dream Drop Distance is one of my favorite games in that whole series, and I love the HD remake that they pulled.
And counter argument to what you said about 2, Dream Drop Distance actually ties into the story because it's leading up to
probably the most
that's like the segue from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying, like, as far as main series stuff goes, it's like with the number.
Yeah, see, like the thing. Okay, now the reason I can see a lot of people thinking the way Paul does is because a lot of the games in between the numbered titles happen under weird circumstances, like Castle Oblivion and Chain of Memories. That ended up all being erased from Sora's memory. It all really happened, but it's almost like it didn't to him. It's like he was literally asleep for a year. And then there was 358 over 2 days, which was literally just from 1 to the beginning of 2. So like that was kind of a mid-cool thing. So there was no, like, it wasn't a definitive, like, numbered title or
It was like
legitimate.
Yeah, because that started right at the point after Sora became a Heartless
Yeah,
after
so
fighting
that
Riku.
happened when he visited the Hollow Bastion. Yeah, that was where it began because that was when he was born, and then Recoded, for instance, that
Has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. It just
Well, yeah,
explained
it was
how he
like,
got nominated journal. That's it.
it was like we need to put something out this year. I feel like is what they were thinking.
Oh my god, that became the Ubisoft game of the Kingdom Hearts franchise because it sucked.
The Kingdom Hearts game in quote unquote like order, but playing the Code game, it was one of the few games of the franchise that made me really dislike the entire series based off of how much they're trying to like put out there of like, hey, still love this series regardless of what's going on, regardless of the hiatus, and also the whole appeal of time, memories being erased, memories manipulations, and all that.
Yeah, see, Recoded was like the retelling of the first 2 games, which Kingdom Hearts 1 and then Chain of Memories. It was a retelling because what it was you were delving into the journal, the data of the journal, and it was like you were reliving it. There were some alterations to make it more interesting, but by and large, I can see why people didn't like the game because it was a huge mess of all these different gameplay elements all stuck into one game because it used to be a cell phone game. So I'm assuming they just didn't have a good way to introduce that into another platform that was more suited to video games. And so that's what Recoded became. And the thing about Recoded is that since it takes place in a digital realm, a lot of people don't consider it legitimate. So that's kind of why I could see where Paul is coming from, saying that it's games like that aren't legitimate to the series because they aren't super necessary to understanding. I mean, they kind of are.
I would say just that one. That
one kind of did have something to do with it, though. Like, you do get an inkling of the story from that game.
The only thing that made it
like, if
interesting,
you watch the scenes, like, that's where it all is.
The one thing that made it interesting, which people were kind of clinging on to and why they bought the game, was that it was going to have Aqua Terra and Ventus. And it was at the very last scene.
Yeah, don't buy it for that, by the way. If you're going to buy it if you're interested in the hodgepodge of gameplay mechanics that they throw at you. Yeah. That's about its one redeeming quality. If you can get through that, if you enjoy that, that is the reason to buy the game. That and there's minor story threading through it that but I wouldn't buy it for that because it's very minor story threading. It's not super essential.
The thing that's guaranteed is people are going to hate the first part of the Hollow Bastion thing. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I kind of get a kick out of strategy stuff like that, and that was 100% strategy.
Well, that wasn't strategy. You just had to wait. It was a wait simulator for them. Because you had to wait for Donald and Goofy to do their attacks.
Yeah, but
and
you can command
dodge
them.
Yeah, but you had. It's like it takes away from the action.
I feel like you have to
wait
wait in any game for Donald and Goofy.
Well,
to
yeah,
just
see,
but
the joy of Recoded was the fact that, like, when you lose the Keyblade in that part of the game, you actually got to tell them what to do, which, like, it was a little bit more hands-on than the games usually give you. So anyway, as far as that goes, I can understand that argument, but 3 looks amazing. Just going off the 2 actual trailers they put out, but they've been building up to it for so long. It's a wonder. I honestly do wonder what they're going to do to keep it.
And it's an Unreal Engine, so it looks very nice. It's going to play really well.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's always something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
New Worlds, by the way, look good.
And they look massive, too.
Yeah. The Toy Story thing, that kind of blew my mind because I was like, how do they do that? But I can kind of see it already, kind of the way they're forming it through the trailers.
Yeah, inner city street kids struggle with stealing toys from other kids.
Oh man, I can't wait. What's his name? The bully. Sid.
Sid the kid. Yeah.
Sid is the bully.
Yeah.
And you just know they're gonna have an encounter with him.
Oh yeah, it was Sid. I don't know why I thought Andy was the
was
bully.
Andy
was the kid,
kid,
the good
apparently
kid.
they're gonna go to the wooden rocket or something.
Oh my gosh. Hey kids, Google that.
Don't.
Wood Rocket's a porn site for any of those who don't
there's
know.
my disclaimer. I don't have to edit that in now. Anyway, there was that, and then they're going to have the Tangled World, which is going to be pretty cool, I assume. I don't know what else they're putting in there. They're very quiet about what they're putting in there. Big Hero 6 is going to make an appearance. I haven't even seen that movie yet, though.
Boy, we need to change that.
I just got a death stare from 2 of these people.
Wait, have y'all both seen it?
Yes.
I've seen it at least 50 times.
It's one of my favorite Disney movies,
San
but it's
Fran,
not one of my
Yokio,
top
or
ones.
Tokyo or
But
something.
at the time, for me, it's. I feel like it's one
San
of those
Fransokyo.
movies that's
San
like
Fransokyo, that's
like
I think that's what it's
younger
called.
generation seeing Toy Story or something. Just like how it's completely different, completely on a different level, and all that.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, what about you?
We're doing a thing.
Yeah.
I had to really think about this one with the discussion we had earlier about this, but I would have to say Dragon Ball Fighter Z because Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Fighter Z because it's the first Dragon Ball Z game in a long time where we had the fighters just in the foreground and then the different worlds that you see in the anime in the background, and you just see them duke it out, and it's got Marvel vs. Capcom style where you can have allies either come in and do
Like the tag team.
yeah, so they have a little tag team thing, and not hating, but Xenoverse, stupid. I hated it. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was a lot better than Xenoverse.
Well, Xenoverse wasn't exactly like a fighter. It was more
It was more like
it was like an adventure game.
Yeah, that's not what Dragon Ball Z is about. Dragon Ball Z is you go places, but it's like for a short amount of time, then you just beat the shit out of people.
But the convoluted storyline made it unbearable.
Yep, that's why I stopped playing it.
2 was even worse. 2 was worse.
Now, albeit I can agree with that, but 2 also was better in its own way.
Yeah.
In its own way, it was definitely better. They did improve some things, but they also
added new classes.
Yeah, and then they actually got super involved in the storyline too.
Yeah,
I don't know how far they got into it. The last thing I saw was where it was Goku Black. They were fighting him. I think I don't remember.
Yeah, see, I think it would have been a lot better if they would have taken away some of the stuff that made it so difficult to understand. It was like, I get that they're time gods and stuff, but it's like going back and then trying to fix this and going back here.
The moment you put time into anything, the next big question is, are they able to handle and execute it well?
With this one, no.
Yeah, with Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2.
Half the time I got really confused, and I'm like, why are we making your own character when there's all this other shit
Now,
going on?
with Super, that wasn't time travel, that was interdimensional travel where you went to a separate timeline rather than actually traveling through time itself.
Yeah.
They explained that, so I'll give them that.
That one's forgiven, but with Xenoverse, it's like so many different outcomes for like just doing one thing, and then it just became this whole convoluted storyline and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like if you're making your avatar look really really stupid, it's really hard to take seriously.
And then some of the characters that they revealed, like Ginyu,
Oh,
has
yeah.
access to the entire Ginyu force as like part of his attacks, not even like necessarily his tag team.
Yeah.
And then they have 18 paired with 17, which I'm understanding and mad about at the same time because I wanted 17 to be like his own separate entity, but I can understand because they've always been a pair, especially in the history of Trunks,
Yeah.
where they just hit them with a boy.
Dynamic duo, if you will.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Wonder Twin powers.
Yeah, so like with there's a huge roster in Dragon Ball Z fighters or
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
yeah Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball.
in that game
complete-
in that game I'm a giant dragon and I grant wishes using my balls.
And that's just him on Friday night.
Yeah.
I hope you put down the actual name and like in the description of this podcast so people would actually like look
I'll
up
see what I
Dragon
can
Ball.
do.
Who knows? They might find his secret porno videos that he's been trying to hide from us.
If
but
there
now
is
it's revealed.
something that
Oh, he can't hide
exists,
those from me.
Darian's been all over.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
But like with a huge roster
And-
awesome gameplay. And I heard a little bit of the music in the background. It sounds nice. It sounds
Oh
really
my
good.
god. And I've been, I'm not really into watching YouTubers, but thanks to you guys,
We're
I was just
nerds.
like, whatever. And then I started watching this one dude play it. I was watching him for 3 weeks straight. The gameplay is fucking out of this world. Best I've seen in a long time. Especially for something with the fighters in the foreground and everything in the background. And then, they leaked Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Goku. Excited about that.
Especially if you get to fight them, like as in like storyline wise, it'd be like really cool.
Oh yeah, they have like 3 separate editions out right now. There's like the base one where it's $59.99. Fuck. Where it's just like
Really wanted to
meh.
say 69.
And then there's another one that's like $89.99 where you get a few things. And there's one that's $109.99 where you get access to everything.
It's like that season pass thing.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I was actually reading into it. It doesn't look like a season pass kind of thing. It looks like it just gives you access to everything. Like it gives you access to like all the characters.
Yeah, like a season pass.
Ge-
That's what.
But it's
season
not.
pass
But
is.
it's not a. I swear, I looked up and down, and I did not see season pass in any
what
of the
you're
fucking description.
Did
I know what I'm describing it as a
Did you lift
season
up the
pass.
skirt? Did you look at the panty shot? Did you look at everything, including
I
the
even
plot?
opened the lips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, like I didn't say it was. I said it's like.
But yes, I now understand. Okay, but yeah, but my number 2 would definitely be Anthem because it's gonna blow Destiny 2 out of the water if they don't get their shit together in a year.
Based on Bungie's record with like certain games, I think they'll be okay with
it.
Yeah,
Destiny was originally supposed to be a 10-year project, and we're not going to go into that. But then Activision, I can't have any biased opinions on this, but I hate Activision overall because they shove. If they have even just their toes dipped in the pool, they will somehow force the production companies and the gaming companies to kind of push a date forward instead of trying to push it back.
Because they're spending all this money on the companies and they want them to make their money back, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's like when do they release these? It's usually around a holiday, so that way people are more excited to get it for their kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like more incentive, and there are a lot of publishing companies that do that for like companies like that.
But Destiny 2, first expansion, was it The Curse of Osiris, December 5th? I will give it 1 week. 1 week after launch. If it does nothing for me like it has been doing, I'm just putting it down until the next expansion comes out, or until Anthem, or Dragon Ball Fighters, Kingdom Hearts 3, or God of War.
Oh yeah, God of War.
Oh.
So Huna, what about you?
Okay, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. For number 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm so excited. I'm also excited for like some of the changes and additions that they're gonna be adding to it.
Cross-dressing scene is still gonna be in there.
I know. It makes me so hot.
The heart
But
is fluttering.
overall, I've been hearing rumors and seeing a bit of leaks of Darksiders 3.
I was gonna say that.
Oh
my number 1.
Oh, okay. It's just I'm glad that they're picking up back on it. I've always loved the Four Horsemen story, and especially taking a look at Fury and how she's designed. I saw that there was a description that it's open world, kind of like Legend of Zelda. Even though I never played the latest expansion.
Well, like Darksiders 2, in a sense.
Yeah, but
that's open world too.
But there's also the appeal of Devils May Cry. If they're going based off of like the older games instead of DMC, then I will be really great with it. As much as I still like DMC to a certain degree. And then Fury's design, she reminds me of the bodacious and sexy Ivy from Soul Calibur, and her weapon, the whip sword.
And then bodacious tatas.
Sadistic yet spicy. Like she's so she's confident in her abilities.
It's just,
and Cervantes, fuck anyone that spams with him. Fuck anyone that spams with him.
It's just that I am a little bit worried because of the fact that between whenever Darksiders 3 comes out and the last game, and even Darksiders 1, there has been a dramatic difference of like how they not only take the plot and also their own twists of the story, but also like the graphics, how they treat their employees, voice actors, artists, and all this and that. It's just all been up in the air, and especially how the consoles will take not only the controls but even the companies themselves of what they would do, especially with like PlayStation. They like adding in those like, oh hey, you know, especially since she's a very sexy character, I'm not going to be surprised if they're like going to be like, by the way, here's a couple menu catalogs of sexy outfit that you can see Fury just like beat down people and be covered in blood and blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
lick your boots or whatever.
I'm like, if this is going to be like rated M sex scene all over the place, sure, but that, for me, that doesn't appeal to the story of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, because they're all very serious. Like the first one, especially War, I feel like he was the most serious. In Fury, the way that they made the trailer look, she seems like, for whatever reason, that she hates them, and she's all serious. Like, but she's got a kind of sadistic flair to her that like makes her like confident, little cocky, but it's like she can back it up, so it's totally fine. And like the plot, it got so good, especially
so good.
Oh yeah, like towards the end, I bought Darksiders 1, never played it, like, and I heard good things about it, and I bought it, and I was like, okay, it's good so far. Then when I got to the end, I'm like, I need to buy Darksiders 2. And I binged that like in like 3 weeks, and oh man, it was just so good. The only thing that sucked is at that time when I bought it, THQ went under, which
True.
There were some online features that you couldn't get, like the Crucible and some other things, like some DLC that they had. So at THQ Nordic, what it is now, they were desperately trying to fix everything that was going on, and they eventually got some of the people who worked on the game to like come back and make a new one, like make the War Mastered and Definitive Edition, which I think War Mastered is great. Definitive, compared to the like the PlayStation 2 version, a lot of bugs. It sucks in that regard, but the textures and everything do look a lot nicer. It does run a little bit smoother, but not by much. But the plot for 3, it looks promising. And Strife, Ooh, can't wait till they show what he looks like too. If it's a he, actually.
Is there any other game? Since I basically kind of stole your thunder with...
Well, I was going to say Final Fantasy VII and then Darksiders, but let me think. Because, I mean, those were pretty much the two that I was really
just stay
looking
true
forward
to
to.
yourself in the answer. If what you said was already on there, you
I
can
mean,
just
like,
say
there are
that.
other games that I am looking really forward to. They're not something that I'd be like, oh my god, another Gundam game is coming out, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I am getting really hyped with all of the resurgence of dot hack games, but that's me and my weeaboo, fantasy of just like, oh my god, they're bringing shit back, oh my god. But I also know that's companies being like, we're running out of ideas, let's grab something from like a long time ago and do something about it.
They do that a lot now. It's like, I mean, some of them are, like, I saw the new Bubsy game that was out, and it's like, everybody, it's like,
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody
by
did.
the way.
yeah, like, Banjo-Kazooie, people were asking for that, but then when Microsoft took over it, they didn't hit the mark with like what they wanted from a Banjo-Kazooie game. They got the collectathon thing, which people did say that they really enjoyed about Banjo-Kazooie. I've never played it, by the way, but from what I understand about reviewers and Let's Players who go over the game, they like the idea of collecting stuff and getting rewards for it and everything like that. Which Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, I believe is what it's called, they did do that, but everything else, like the cars and stuff that you can drive around in, it just kind of missed the mark on that. It's like, that's not really what Banjo-Kazooie is about. It's about quirky storylines, witty humor, collectathon, and
The
like
witch that makes sexual innuendos.
yeah, we all want that in our games. And then some very nice looking environments, which I do think, I'll give them that. The environments were pretty good, and the music was, it was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't really, I don't think it really held up to like what the first Banjo-Kazooie was really about, but it was a good effort, I guess, on the music and environment. But other than that, it sucked.
Which one are you talking about?
Nuts and Bolts, that's
The 360 one.
yeah. Which, I mean, like, it wasn't such a bad thing, but like some that they did do well, I think the Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot. They said exactly what they were going to do. They're going to be like, we're just going to make it look pretty. That's all we're going to do.
Which I don't mind, because there are some games, like, we're going to use for an example, Darksiders. I would like to see Darksiders 1 on the newer consoles, because in my opinion, playing it on the Xbox 360, it hurt my eyes. It was just like, what I can't, no. No, I'm going blind now. This is horrible.
Yeah, see, like, what they did was, like, THQ Nordic said that they wanted to bring, before they made 3, they wanted to bring it to the modern consoles. That's why they have War Mastered and Definitive Edition. And then they were like, so that way people can people can play it and get the storyline in their heads, so that way when 3 comes out. And then, like I said, War Master's great. War Master, they did really well on that. But Definitive Edition, it just, so many bugs. But like, Definitive Edition is so big, I wouldn't blame them. It's kind of like Bethesda. Like, they have these massive games, and like, they're really fun to play, but there's a shitload of bugs, like, throughout the whole game. Some of them are funny, some of them like really screw you over. But I mean, it's like, for THQ Nordic, they don't really have as big as a team as Bethesda does, so I wouldn't blame them on that. I mean, they did what they could.
Oh, what's on next on our list before we geek out even more?
Oh, okay, so child stories that were pretty much what the fuck moments.
You guys are gonna have to come back to me on that one.
Okay, so how far into the childhood are we talking, and what's the limit?
Okay, well, I guess you'd be considered a child until you're 18, so anywhere between infancy.
If you remember.
If you remember.
Or maybe you were told through hearsay.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's true, yeah. What you're
Wait.
saying.
Damn.
Sometimes I mix up my memories, my personal memories of my childhood with home movies.
The show?
Oh.
No, actual home movies of myself. I'll watch them back, and then later I'll be thinking like, yeah, I remember that. But it could just be the video.
I think I got one. This one almost well, basically this one hit a quote-unquote international level based off of the airport that it happened. So when I was young, and this was more frequent of me going on trips with the family, but usually we would go overseas to go see like distant relative and all this and that. I think it was like the second to fourth time that we've gone over there, but this was a more open time when my brother, who's like 2 to 3 years younger than me, he was going through his young phase of just like throwing a hissy fit. And I don't know what led to me doing this, but I decided to break off from my mom and my brother. Which, for one thing, I was lost, in a big international airport. Like, holy shit, what the fuck? Which caused, people trying to figure out where I am. And then secondly, I almost boarded the wrong flight.
Oh my gosh.
And I was causing the biggest hissy fit that it almost gotten to the point where like airport law enforcers were just like, we need to handle the situation. The situation. And overall, my mom got me and etc. She was like, oh no, ha ha ha. But deep down, she's like, And then when we got on the actual flight, I was still throwing a hissy fit.
I believe it.
And she's like, you're gonna sit there in your seat by yourself while I deal with your brother. And I started crying. I became the baby, even, 10 times older, but I became the baby of just crying and whining. And one of the air flight attendants was like, she was trying to be as nice and sweet. So she's like, what happened if I give you a part of her uniform? So like a scarf or something. So she gave me her scarf with the buttons on it, and I ended up shutting up, but I also ended up flaunting it. Look what I got. Ha ha ha. See what I got.
That makes sense.
The flight overseas was about at least 12 hours, and I could feel it throughout the entire time. She's like, I just want to strangle you so much.
Like because she wanted that scarf. It's like, I want that scarf.
I think it's just like what that boiled down to, essentially, to me. Like, that sounds like it was funny because it got you to calm down, but at the same time, did you learn a lesson?
I will say yes, because I know that the flight back, at least, was like pretty chill.
Alright, well, I imagine your mom would be upset because it was like you were being rewarded for bad behavior almost.
Yeah,
because that's
I can
probably
see that.
how your mind at the time probably perceived it. And that's why a lot of parents are always trying to avoid that sort of thing. They're like, well, we can't do something nice for them until they start acting better. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't know how to deal with a crying child, so half the time they'll just end up rewarding them.
And I think like throughout like the later half of what was going on with my brother, I think the entire time he was throwing up. As just like a little brother or just a young child like would have moments to do, just throwing up. And I'm doing my own thing, being a fucking brat.
You're like, not on my scarf?
What about you guys?
You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Okay.
So this reminds me of something. Okay, let me put a scenario in your head. All right. Imagine like you know how that stereotype goes. It's like if you ever walk in your parents having sex, you just immediately walk out. It's like and they always say like, oh, if you walk in, we were just wrestling or something like that. It's like, so imagine if you have a kid and he's over there and he's like, oh yeah, I hear my parents, something could be wrong. So he goes into the room and then he actually sees them wrestling. But that's more of a shock to him than actually them having sex, because it's like, Mom, Dad, you gave your lucha libre days behind you, and it's like he's just so sad because he said that they would stop. He would prefer them having sex rather than putting on their lucha libre costumes. It's like, and then he just leaves there scarred forever because it's like he betrayed the trust.
Okay, I'm gonna have to break that down because he has been begging for that to come out. Now I'm starting to retroactively realize he set up the scenario. We were picking out topics, and this was high on his list. And now
Believe it or not, that was a coincidence, actually. I was going to bring it up. I was going to find some way to say
there was something you were going to bring up here. I know that. There was something that you were actually really looking forward to.
That was it?
Up here. That was it. Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Because it was like...
But, I mean, do you have an actual...
well, you know...
I was like, come on, you helped us come up with the topics. Certainly you had something in the back of your mind.
Let me think. Actually, there was something. Well, it's more like a quirk that I used to have. So whenever I was little, I would never feel comfortable having my socks off because like we were in other people's houses at the time. So whenever I would stay at my grandma's or my other grandma's in San Antonio, I would just be like, okay, we're here, and I don't like to take off my shoes because I'm not at my actual house. So I would typically keep them on. Whenever my parents were done with whatever they had to do, my dad was home from work, my mom was done doing whatever she needed to do, and it would be time for me to go to sleep. They'd put me to bed, but they'd also notice I'd still have my shoes on. So they'd have to take off my shoes every night when I went to sleep. Sometimes I just keep them on, because I didn't want to take them off. That was one thing that I remember that I always used to do as a kid. I don't do it anymore, obviously, but it's like even then I still have problems like kind of adapting to other people's houses because I know it's not mine. And it's like really weird, even with relatives and stuff like that. So it's like whenever
there's a certain comfortability thing that you have to get over with a lot of people, like you, and you really don't get that feeling of comfort until you've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
So I could see that. Like I used to go barefoot everywhere, actually.
Yeah. See, like whenever we,
I still do. I don't give a shit.
Whenever I moved in with one of our friends, he was like, he noticed that I never take off my socks because it was like the only time I take them off is when I was on my bed, and like when I took a shower and everything like that. And he's like, you don't take off your socks. I was like, I know. It's just like it's the thing that I'm not comfortable with just yet. And I had been living there for about I'd say 3 months. It wasn't that long of a stay, but it was definitely something I never really got over. Even though like I was paying rent and whatever, it still felt kind of awkward, I guess. It was never really something I grew out of entirely. Gotten better with it, of course, but even still, it's something I do need to work on. But that was something I had ever since I was a little kid. It's kind of weird, I know, but
Yeah. I've been going over in my head like what I should tell now because like it's always hard for me to pinpoint where the line is with these kinds of stories because I have some stuff that's terribly embarrassing that I might never disclose. Let me just say I've always been kind of awkward, and especially as a child. It got better over time, but I'm just trying to think of something that's relatively stupid. And one of the things I could think of off the top of my head was this time where I was in elementary school and we went to this, it was this Zion Lutheran church school. It's not like a Catholic school per se, but there was a church annex right next door. And that's not strictly important, that's just world building for the story. And I remember it must have been science class or something. Yes, Christian schools had science class.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, really. And all I remember was our science teacher asking us, okay, which of you take baths? And she was polling the class. She's like, which of you take baths and which of you take showers? Apparently, I was the only kid in that class to raise his hand when she asked for baths. I didn't realize that third graders at the time took showers. I didn't hit my growth spurt till I was 12 or 13. My head was nowhere near the shower head, so I never even thought about taking showers. And, but I felt so ashamed. And it was just so hilarious because I was the only one. Everyone else claimed that they took showers. And then she went over why she asked. She said that technically when you take a bath, you waste more water and it's more, eco-friendly to take a shower to do that. While I believe that in a way, there's a quote unquote. I mean I could sort of believe that, except there I don't know that people take baths anyways. Not a lot of people will admit it.
Mostly women.
Yeah, mostly. But I mean, women have a comfortability factor with being able to say they take baths.
Yeah, because they look good in that.
Yeah, you got the bubble bath thing going for you.
It's have you ever seen a dude spread out in a bathtub? You can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I'll get in the bath, but man, I take up the whole thing.
Actually, you saying that reminds me of a story. This was in middle school, so I was still technically a child, I guess, in the eyes of the Lord.
If only you could see.
There was this guy that I used to hang out with when we went we'd wait after school in the back of the school for the buses, because I took a bus to school and everything like that. And I remember he was always kind of a strange guy. He would ask me some awkward questions. And I remember one of the most awkward questions he ever asked me. And he was like, okay, so I gotta know, what's your penis size? I was like, I don't know. I've never really measured.
It's I never brought out the ruler.
Yeah, I was like, the measuring tape. Thank you, ladies.
And gentlemen.
And gentlemen. But he was so insistent. He was like, dude, you need to measure it and tell me. He was like, mine's 9 inches. I'm like, okay.
Oh, he's a liar.
I know, I know that now. Yeah, I was because I was like,
I'm a middle schooler.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm sorry, but
who is that, Ron Jeremy?
I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to boost his ego a little bit.
Well, yeah. See, if he can claim that, then he can secretly hold supremacy over you when you tell the truth. He is counting on you telling the truth.
And I did tell the truth. I measured it and everything like that.
Yeah.
So,
but you played into his hands.
I know, I was foolish. I was
no, don't get me wrong. Everyone does this, because as kids, we're so susceptible to these tricks and things.
Yes, even I have done it before. I've measured my long black cock.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but
leave in the comments below.
How long do you think Huna's
penis is?
Yeah, there you go.
And who do you think's is bigger, hers or mine? It's that'll get it.
But even then, I can understand it, even at a middle school mindset of just hey, yo, bro, dick size, let's compare now.
That whole thing was wildly homoerotic, so it's just and for a middle schooler, I understand that there's an experimental phase that goes with that, but that turns into some weird territory.
I'm just saying, I'm glad he never asked me to whip it out, because
knowing that would be a step further.
Yeah, I would have done it. I would have been all right, fine, I ain't got nothing to hide.
Darian
why didn't we know Paul back in middle school?
Do you have an embarrassing story that is almost that type of level?
Yeah.
Because you're the only one that hasn't said anything.
That's because y'all take up a lot of time fucking flapping your goddamn gums.
That's perfect.
When I was an infant, I used to have my diaper changed. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Still does.
Okay, Jerry.
Well,
come on.
Well, this one involves a little bit of injury on my part, but God, how old was I? I was probably 13 or 14, and we were in Colorado.
You're a young lad.
Visiting my aunt. We went to the Garden of the Gods on our last day there. So this is tradition. Whenever we went to go see my aunt up there, we'd always go to Garden of the Gods, either second to last day or the last day, and then we would just.
What is that?
It's how do I explain? It's like a park of just fucking rocks and boulders everywhere. You can fucking climb on these. You just go in there and you just climb.
Okay.
Climb on what the fuck ever you want. So I was climbing up this hill, and of course the standard "careful is my middle name" was casually thrown in here. So I was running up the hill. My mom's telling me, be careful. I say, careful is my middle name. I get up to the top of the hill. I start running down the hill. I trip and I fall. And I roll 30 feet down the hill. Almost went down a 30-foot drop.
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm getting up as everyone's coming over the top of the hill. I'm just looking up at them, just waved. And I can hear my mom, you fell, didn't you? Yes.
You see, like,
and then I
start.
start. Oh no. So I'm like
Now,
I'm dusting myself
story.
off. And then I start looking down. And I see blood already running down to my foot. I was like, shit, what the fuck did I do? I fucked my knee up. Like, you want to see this shit? It's pretty fucking awesome. So it's on my left knee, and it's right there.
Darren's taking off his pants.
Oh dang, yeah, you can see that.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a giant gash right here, and then there's like 4 or 5 sub gashes like next to it.
One of these days I'm gonna start uploading the podcast to YouTube, and I'll put up a picture for reference.
And so we're walking to the car, and people are looking at me with the blood just running down my leg. They're like, "Are you okay? That looks like it must have hurt." And I said, "No, it tickled." Because I didn't feel a damn thing at the time because, adrenaline. And I was just like, yeah!
Oh, yeah. Lads are pretty spry.
I was just like,
young.
oh!
It's like, yeah, I got a battle scar. Oh, yeah, I went to Nam or something. That's all I got.
It gave me flashbacks.
I think the stupidest injury I've ever gotten.
Oh, I can top my story. Oh, I can top it. I can top my own damn story with that.
Do we want to do that? Do we want to go into that, or should we save that for later? Because
we'll save that for a Jackass segment.
Okay, yeah, we'll create new memories. How about that?
No, we'll reenact those memories.
You don't want me to do
I think
that.
we
I'll
should
lose an
say-
eye.
I think you should put a a little note somewhere and put injury stories, because that would be a good thing for a future episode. Do we have I have a pen. Hold on.
Apple pen?
Why are you guys looking at
What
me
about a
with the
pineapple?
pen?
I was like, because women can have pockets now. It's not 1920.
Yeah, but they're only like 3/4 of an inch deep.
Okay, there it is. I was gonna say there might be a bulb on the tip.
Just the
I
tip.
have a dime, so does that work? It's the only thing in my pockets.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I've sustained many an injury on both of my legs.
So I feel like injury would be a good topic to revisit at a later date. So that's why I wanted to keep reference to that. But are we going to move on to the last segment? Because I believe if we're going to try to actually stick to a timetable, that we have about 20-ish minutes left.
Okay,
Yeah, we can do
so-
a quick time improv.
Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 improvs. I'm going to give them an improv first to start off with, and then the next one is going to be a completely random improv that we
Pick up off the internet.
pick up off the internet.
And I found a good random
If I
one.
ever stream these, which I might at some point, what we're gonna do, if we gather a substantial following, we will take suggestions from an audience.
Oh yeah.
So that's something in the future to look forward to.
Okay,
One
but
slash if we get there.
hot steamy buns. What is our impromptu?
Oh, we're starting with his? I thought we were gonna finish.
Oh no, we're gonna start with his.
Oh, we're gonna finish, all right.
All right, so okay.
Well, technically we're finishing.
This just popped up at the top of my head whenever we were talking about this. By the way,
Oh.
they do not know what the request is.
He refused to tell us.
Okay,
All
so
the bribing in the world.
3 characters, large building. Whoever wants to be the recovery or the person recovering, y'all are going to be at a porn addiction conference. You have been missing from your parents' radar for quite a while. I'd say a couple of months, and then they finally.
How old is this person?
This person can be 25.
Hold on, so his parents have been worried about him?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, no, you know
He's
what?
not, I'm not saying he's living with them.
Okay,
but-
I was gonna say, that's fine, but I was thinking...
No, I mean, I'm not
Like-
saying they're living. He's living
No, I
with
can
them,
see
but,
that, maybe
Like-
occasionally they do 1 or 2 phone calls a month, but he actually hasn't done any sort of communication between him and his parents.
Oh, that's me. Like 100%. That's me.
Okay, so your life.
So They're
Okay.
walking down because the parents are psychologists, and they're gonna give a seminar there, and you're going in the building, and you see them, and keep in mind this can be a same-sex couple if you want to do that, or if you want to be like mix it up or whatever. So that's gonna be the setting, and you see them when you're about to walk in. Go.
I'll be the recovery.
Hi guys, hi. Sudded.
And your name, my good sir? What brings you to this place?
Name's Griffin. Porn to addiction, or addiction to porn, however you wanna look at it or take
Your
it.
last name, my good sir?
I don't have a last name. I guess you could call me Johnson. Griffin Johnson.
You know, that is fitting for this environment. We'll explain why later.
But Johnson.
Johnson.
That's our speaker. That's our host. Are you related to them? Are you the long forgotten son who has drowned himself in porn alike items?
Well, I mean, I haven't died yet, so I haven't drowned. But yes, I have immersed myself into the pornscape, if you will.
But deep down, your soul, your everything.
What is that?
Your mentality has been drowning.
Porn recovery seminar, 3 minutes. Porn recovery seminar, 3 minutes.
Let's go. I have been. This is my 5th time coming to the seminar.
Yeah, this is my 8th time coming today.
Seminar, but I have been just going so I can understand more of their teachings and this character continues on rambling and dragging.
Porn recovery seminar, 2 minutes. Porn recovery seminar,
and just
2
basically
minutes.
dragging you to the seminar.
Cool.
Am I speaking?
Yeah, that's what matters.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Porn Recovery Seminar 2017.
I can't tell if that's someone clapping or fapping.
In here, that's all the same, young man.
Hot.
See, we don't discriminate here. We understand that you're here because you have a problem.
I see. So the only problem is that y'all haven't given me access to porn in 2 weeks, 3 days, 5 hours, 36 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Darling, it's the only other person that I know that would give such sass to us. Griffin? Griffin, is that you, my son? Stand up. Everyone, take a look at our son. Stand up. Put the spotlight on him.
Sudded.
I could have sworn he.
38 minutes and 23 seconds.
But you know our son. He has fallen into the depths of porn.
I can't believe.
I'd say I've risen into the depths of heaven, but y'all keep dragging me back down to hell.
I can't believe the one thing that we work to help people with is the one thing our son has fallen to.
Have we failed as parents? Have we failed as leaders of this group?
Only because you keep denying me my porn. Come on, guys. I'm 25 years old. I still got to get off at some point.
You'll get off when I say you get off.
Yes, Daddy.
Sweetheart, no. We're not allowed to use that type of language. We swore off.
You're right. We can't be encyclopedic enablers anymore.
Look, not to embarrass you guys, but I'm imagining everyone butt-ass naked right now, and y'all are the only ones that are clothed because y'all kind of disgust me with y'all, lack of porn over here.
I'm scared of where this is going to turn into.
She has nice Hershey chocolate chip nipples.
And scene.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Making me struggle with this thing. All right.
I know. I wanted to test Jill's ability.
That's what I'm here for.
And on time, we have. If we're gonna match the last time, it's about. It actually is about 12 minutes.
Okay.
We went for like 1:15. We're about 55 right now.
Okay. And the last one. Okay. Paul, you are the mom. Maysun, you are the son. Darian, you are the daughter. You all are going on a shopping trip for school clothes. Mom does not think that the child's attires match the appropriate physiology of their age, weight, or personality.
And are you talking about both of us?
Both of you guys.
Both of us have.
Okay, so wait, your son, your daughter?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm mom?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Ages.
I would say the age, daughter is 6-year-old, son 15.
Son 15, daughter 6?
Yes.
Really, I probably would have reversed those ages if I created that prompt.
Where is the setting?
Setting, we're gonna stick with mall.
Look, I'm gonna sound like an old as fuck 6-year-old just to let you know.
No, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to, like, use your voice, but you guys are at the
Like,
mall.
I'll sound like a 6-year-old with emphysema.
You guys, so basically, just a refresher, you guys are at the mall. Paul is mom. Maysun is the 15-year-old son. Griffin is the 6-year-old daughter. Mom does not think that her children's attire are appropriate to his or her age, weight, or personality.
Okay.
Go.
Okay,
Right.
stop the vandal, sorry. Slight distraction.
So now we have proof.
Okay.
Okay.
Outside conflict.
Alright.
Let's jump back in.
Alright, kiddies. Sorry, I can't do a woman's voice.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Alright, come on, guys. Let's go look for some clothes. You want to go to the Sears?
No, not Victoria's Secret.
No, see, you need to stop it. Like,
Jeez.
first it was the smoking, and now you're gonna try to look like a slut.
Yes.
I was like, Mom, she wasn't smoking. It was a candy cigarette.
You're an enabler trying to make her transition.
That-
Just because you want to transition doesn't mean she has to.
Look, I was just trying something different, man.
Victoria's Secret.
No, and you. I'm tired of like all this women's dresses. Like, you're taking this stuff from my closet.
Dude,
What
all
topic?
the other dudes are like into this thing. I just wanted to see what it was all
topic?
about.
Oh, what, those weeaboos and their cartoon girls that they fantasize about?
Look, it's called anime, Mom. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Cartoons, anime, whatever.
Come to Spencer's. We have a great deal of buying 6 panties for $29.95.
Damn it, hang on sale. I'm missing a sale. It's okay,
Mommy,
Mommy.
I want panties.
No, it's okay when I do it.
Mommy, you're trashy.
Yeah, that's how I got your father.
Ugh.
That's right. You got no comment for that.
Jeez.
And you, please, can you give a good suggestion to your little sister?
Stay away from the yellow snow.
Too late.
I thought so. I saw something out there, but I thought you did that.
I did.
Give me that
Mom,
cigarette.
she just... It's not...
It's
not
candy!
I'm telling you, I don't give her my actual cigarettes.
At least she doesn't vape.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather have her smoking like a real man. Oh, there she's at it again with the vaping thing. Where did she get that?
Dude, where did
There's
my
a
vape
Spencer's
go?
store here.
God, did you take it? No, dude. I'm just like, where the hell did my vape go?
Those homosexuals. It's like, it's like first the vaping thing, and
Yeah, fuck those homosexuals.
It's like, don't
Okay,
use
I didn't teach her that.
don't use that fucking language.
Shit.
Can you please take your sister? I feel like I'm gonna.
I
feel
gotta
like I'm
pay!
suffocating.
At Spencer's, we're having a buy two, get one
I gotta
free
pay!
of piercings and free ear piercings of $30 and up. Hi there, young girl. Would you like a free ear?
No, I gotta pay!
So help me if I see you suggest gauges.
I can take her
Get
to-
1 inches like your penis.
That was
That
good.
was a secret.
That was good, honey.
I gotta pay!
You get 1 cigarette back.
Start.
Uh-oh. What's that smell? Damn it!
Mom, I told you she wasn't ready for big girl underwear.
Well, being part of a...
Jeez, I wish we were spending the day with Dad today.
Yeah, well, he's...
Daddy gives me cigarettes.
Well, he can't give you cigarettes in jail. What?
Oh, hey, honey. I'm using my one free phone call to give you a call and see what's the heads up. How's the day with the kids?
Why don't you go call your 13-year-old bitch that you slept with?
She's 13.
But she
She
like
is
18.
I'll talk to you later. Click.
Bye, honey. Love you. Anyway, doesn't mean you're off the hook. You smell like piss. Go do something with her. I need to go to Spencer's. And I'll give you some money for Hot Topic. But so help me if I see those gauges.
Fine, Mom.
It'll beat you harder than your father beat me.
I'll just get a mesh top.
I seen it.
Get one for Mommy, too.
Did you fucking take a deuce on this unbreaking character?
No, I said I seen it.
Oh, synced it. I thought you meant synced of like taking a shit or just right there and there.
Okay. Are we falling apart?
Yeah, we're falling apart,
Okay.
but this is perfect. This is amazing. We'll just end it on the shit.
Wait, I thought she pissed.
I don't know anymore.
Okay, scene.
Scene, yay.
Alright, that was fun.
I mean, that does play out an actual mall scene. I wouldn't be surprised
it
if it
feels about
actually,
right.
if it
I mean, I'm
actually
just saying,
happened.
if I was the mom, I'd already just dragged my damn child out the damn mall and just left her at home, and then went back.
Oh man.
I
I thought you were
No,
saying
left the children. I'd have left the damn children at home, and then came back.
I got the idea from Shameless, kind of like, that's how they act like really trashy.
No, it's like, yeah, I was
I
trying
was-
to set up the
You were
scene.
trying to set up the Spencers for me, right?
Yeah, but then
Okay,
like
yeah.
the moment he starts going off of like, I gotta pee, I'm just like, this can go 1 to 20 different ways. Oh god.
No, that was alright. See, I was gonna play it off with the pulse soul disease. I was like, alright, okay, we'll let that happen because it's fine.
Well, like, I was thinking like the call would be the saving grace with like...
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't expect it. I was like, oh, okay, call. Who could this be from?
See, and I was just gonna say, who's humming?
Yeah, I was like, actually, that ringtone that you did, like the sound, it reminded me of that scene from Jurassic Park 3.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Alan.
Alan.
But
Favorite scene in Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah,
there.
where he turns into a raptor.
Yeah,
on
no,
the plane.
it's like it's a nightmare on the plane.
Yeah, he's like his
So
friend
good.
His friend is a raptor.
but I think this is a good.
Alright, well we're a little bit shorter than last time, but yeah, this is fine.
I'd say it's cute.
Is it hot?
So, I mean, like, other than that, let's see. Are we plugging now? We can plug.
Whoa, what's
Shameful
the
advertising?
safe word? Yes, Crunchyroll. Please support us. I watch everything on Crunchyroll. Like, legitimately. I'm being honest. Legitimately. I will sell my soul. Please support us, please.
We'll do a live watch of the best anime.
Boku no Pico, Aki no Sora,
Ghost
Onichichi,
Stories.
and
Ghost Stories English dub.
we need one more really, really good one. What's that?
Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches.
No. Bible Black.
No, 7 Mortal Sins.
Ooh, God. That's...
What's with anime and the number 7? Our next topic of interest.
Leave your comments down below of what you believe to be one of the great anime hits with the best plot ever.
Dang it, Bobby.
Do you guys have any plugs?
Only where the sun don't shine.
I remember putting it up there.
Alright, let me think. No playing with the mic. Oh, yes, I do have a couple of plugs. Again, the book that I wrote and I'm selling is on Amazon.
Unfortunately.
Oh, shush.
And that's going to happen every time. It's called Time Toss. It's a science fiction young adult adventure book that
What kind of adventure?
two teenagers discover a time machine, and then they get sucked into a great big adventure with an inventor, middle-aged inventor, and all this fun stuff happens. So please check it out. Please buy my work, and also I'm working on a collection of short stories, which hopefully will be out sometime close to the end of the year, maybe a little bit after. Also, I'm on. What am I on? I'm on Twitch. It's Maysun K, MAYSUNKAY, as well as Twitter. All the social media. If it's Maysun K, it's supposed to be me. So sometimes I stream on Twitch. Depends on how I feel. And let's see. I think that's about it. That's all I feel like plugging tonight. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Is that everything?
I too am also on Twitch, The Future Griffin. I'll stream just about anything and everything.
Yes. All right. So
All right.
okay. So that seems like I think we've gone over everything. So I think we can go ahead and end it here. This has been the It's MK podcast. This is Maysun.
This is Griffin.
This is Hannah.
Owens.
Oh, he went back. Anyway, thank you for joining us. I hope to see you again next time. Alrighty.